Hello and welcome. I did it again. Hi, I hope you are well. Welcome and welcome back. If this is your first time here, my name is Hannah. Today I wanted to share with you all the books that I have bought in May. I did it again. I bought way too many books in May, and they were sitting on the floor here behind me in my bedroom, and I want to put them away, shelf them, and I don't want to say I want to get ready for June, but yeah, they are taking a lot of space in my bedroom, and I want to put them on the shelves. So I want to do a really quick book haul. So let's start very quickly with my Abominable Book Club box books. You have possibly seen me unboxing that box recently, so I'm just going to quickly show you the books. This month in May I had 2 books. The main book in May was The Buffalo Hunter by Stephen Graham Jones, and this is a very lovely special edition of this book with some lovely end papers and also signed by Stephen Graham Jones. I think this is an edition for Abominable Book Club, so that's exciting. That's book number 1. And the mystery book this month was Too Close to Home by Linwood Barclay, and I think it's a thriller, crime, something like this. This is a used book. Normally in Abominable Book Club box you'll get 1 brand new book. We used to get 2. Now we get 1 special edition hardback and 1 mystery used book. The book that I was gifted this month was Ellie Griffiths, The Great Deceiver, and this is, if you've been here for a while, sometimes I do mention I get books from Frances, and this is kind of like a family friend, and we sometimes exchange books, and this is the book that I was given from her last month. But then I have a series, a trilogy actually, and I picked up book 1 and 3 in a charity shop, and then I had to go and find book 2 in the same cover online, and I think I found it on eBay or one of those, like maybe World of Books or something like this. But I have the whole series now, and it looks interesting. This is about Vikings. I have actually never heard of this author before, so let me know in the comments if you have read any of these authors' books, and maybe if you've read this trilogy as well, and what were your thoughts on this. Let me know if you've read this trilogy in the comments. And the books are Giles Christian, Winter's Fire, and then we have God of Vengeance, and then Wings of the Storm. And this is a Vikings saga, Vikings trilogy. Vikings is one of my favorite topics. I haven't read any books actually, but one of my favorite series were Vikings and the Last Kingdom, and when I saw these 2 I was like, oh, it looks so good, and thankfully I've managed to get a matching cover online, and yeah, I'm excited to read this series eventually. Also, at the same time, when I picked up book 1 and 3 in the charity shop, I picked up the book 1 in the Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is another TV series that I absolutely loved and never read the books, and this series is on my want to read list. When I saw book 1, I picked it up. My god, this is a chonker. And then I went to a different charity shop and I picked this book, not knowing which book in a series this is. Also, this book is, I think this is book 3 in a series, but book 3, these editions are split into 2 books. So then after getting home, realizing what I've done, I had to search for the rest of the books, and on Vinted I've managed to buy 4 books of one seller, and I picked up a Clash of Kings. My god, massive book, which I think this is book 2 in the series. So I picked up book 1 to this book as well, and then I also picked up these 2 books, and I know I'm missing 1 book. I'm not in a rush to get it because, oh my days, look at the stack. There's so much reading here, and this is not even a complete series. 1 more book and the series will be complete. For now, I will put them on the shelves, and one day I really want to read this series I want to read the series so badly, because this is one of my favorite TV shows, Game of Thrones. So yeah, it's a very ambitious plan of mine to read this book series as well. And then also, continuing on a topic of series, I wasn't going to do it, but I did, and I purchased this special deluxe edition of the Hunger Games books. We have the Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay, and we also have the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I wasn't going to do it. I was going to wait until maybe all 5 books come out as a special edition. I mentioned this over and over again. Hunger Games is my favorite book series ever. And I got tempted, I got influenced, and I actually find it reasonably cheap, directly from Scholastic website, so directly from the publisher. It was, I think, £15 cheaper than getting it from Waterstones. So I have proceeded to the checkout, and now these books are here, and I feel like it's such a beautiful addition to the books that I already have. And yes, I am turning into one of those people that have multiple editions of the same book, and try and come for me. And then I have a few more charity shop books. One of them is My Year of Rest and Relaxation, and I actually don't know what this book is about. I heard this is good. A few people that I follow have read this book and enjoyed it, so I picked it up. It was I think that charity shop had like buy one get one free offer, so I felt like I would miss out if I don't get it. And the other book that I also got in the same shop was My Sister the Serial Killer. Again, I've seen this book around. It was there, it was cheap. I think it was like 75p. I picked it up. And then I also got David Nichols, You Are Here. And David Nichols, I actually read only one book by David Nichols one day, and I absolutely loved it. I have another one of his books on my shelf, and it was there. I picked it up. And then the last book that I picked up in that same charity shop was The Vanishing Half. And again, I've heard good things about this book, and hopefully I will enjoy it. Then I have a bunch of books that I picked up on Vinted as well. One of them is Stephen King, Cujo. Cujo is one of the books that I want to read in June. This is for my reading a book for every year that I've been alive project, and this was published in 1981. This will be the second book that I'm reading for this project. And this seller also had The Institute. These actually came together for like, I think I paid like £2 for these 2 books plus the postage. So yeah, it was good, and I love these covers. These covers are everything. And yeah, the second book, Institute, I think there's some kids involved in this, and I really enjoy horror with little children involved, even though I am a mother. Yes, I am that mother. Another book that I picked up on Vinted is Horrid by Katrina Leno. And I actually don't know what this book is about. I know it's a horror, and this came up in recommendations on Vinted. I think it's either a US or a Canadian copy of the book, edition of the book. The cover is beautiful. It caught my eye. I remember at the time of buying it, I looked up on Goodreads, and I looked it up on Goodreads, and it sounded like something I would enjoy. And yeah, I picked it up. And then I have a couple of books that I picked up on eBay. I rarely ever buy on eBay, but I did because I was looking for a very specific book, and that book was Michael Crichton, The Andromeda Evolution. I have read that book at the end of May, absolutely loved it. A sequel to The Andromeda Strain. This one is written by Daniel H. Wilson after Michael Crichton passed away, 11 years after his death, and absolutely loved it. I loved the audiobook because I had it as an audiobook from Libby, and then I decided I really need this for my shelf trophy because I already have Andromeda Strain. I wanted this one as well, and the seller that had that Andromeda Evolution, they also had Sphere, and Sphere is, again, the movie Sphere with Jodie Foster is based on this book. Loved the movie, and I loved all the sci-fi stuff that Michael Crichton wrote, so whatever I've read so far. so I'm hoping I'm gonna have a really good time with this as well. And then I have a couple of books that I picked up when I went to Milton Keynes a couple of days ago. Me and my son, we went shopping in Milton Keynes. We are going hiking in the Lake District in July, and we needed some hiking stuff. And Milton Keynes has really good shopping. We went to Go Outdoors, and then we went to MK Center, had a really good time. And I visited a couple of bookshops, Waterstones and also the Works, and I picked up a couple of books from each shop. From the Works, I got Emily Henry, Great Big Beautiful Lie, and I feel like some people have mixed opinions about this book, but the last book that I have read by Emily Henry, The Happy Place, I really enjoyed this one, and I wanted to give this a go. And also it has these sprayed edges, and it has a reverse dust jacket, so I thought the book looks fun. I love the colors of the book. I am a magpie for these sort of colors. Also at Works, I picked up Butter. Butter is a horror about this Japanese, I believe, chef that also is a serial killer. So you can imagine what's going on with her cooking. And then I also visited Waterstones. I wasn't looking for anything specific, but of course I got swayed and I picked up a book that actually was on my want to read list, and this is Mira Grant, Overgrowth, and this is a sci-fi fiction. There's something to do with plants, with nature, and I love that kind of stuff. Love sci-fi. I've been reading quite a few sci-fi, horror sci-fi thrillers recently, and I thought, you know, they had it, that beautiful cover really caught my eye. It was standing next to Dungeon Crawler Car, and I actually picked both of them, and then I decided to leave Car behind for the next time, and I picked Overgrowth instead. But also I ventured into the horror shelf as well, and I have picked up Carrie by Stephen King. It is one of those books that I want to read for my Reading a Book for Every Year I've Been Alive book. So that's all the books that I have bought in May. Works out about a book a day. I think I have 30 or 31 books here in my stack. Now I need to find a space for these books on my shelves. And happy reading, everyone. I know I will have so much fun reading my books in the future. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it. Let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books. Also subscribe because it really helps me out. And for now, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.